We're going to now connect just a regular uncoupling track to our OTC. The wiring on this is very different from what it is for the operating uncoupling tracks. So very basic. There's only really 2 wires involved in the equation. On the underside of our fast track uncoupling section, we have 2 terminals, red and black, and they go to our uncouple button. What we're going to do is we're going to take the red wire off of the pin to the center rail. We're then going to take our electromagnet, which is black, and leave that in place. Now what we're going to do is go ahead and strip this wire back. So we really only need 1 connection under the track, and that would be the electromagnet itself. I'll strip this back, and I'm just going to go ahead and cut this for convenience. We no longer will need this uncouple button since we're going to control this with command control. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and strip the end. And again, this is the wire that's connected to my electromagnet here on the underside with this black terminal. I'm going to connect this to the number 1 position. On the OTC, the front side says OPR, numbered 1 through 4. The back side says UNC for uncouple, and it's labeled 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So 1 is 1 slot, 2 is the second slot. This is basically acting as a switch, an on-off switch. So I'm going to take number 1, or I'm going to take the wire from my coil and connect it to number 1. Now I'm going to take a hot lead from my accessory transformer, which is a fixed 14 volt supply, and I'm going to connect it to the number 2 position. It's as simple as that. Now, ground for my uncoupling track will come from the ground on my track power supply, and assuming of course that your accessory power source is in phase with your track power source, we can use the ground from the track power to complete the circuit to our coil, and the fixed 14 volt hot from our accessory transformer, so that when we energize the coil, it runs at 14 volts. So to replicate that ground, I'm going to bring in my quick connects here and just take ground from my accessory transformer out to ground on my track. I now need to tell my OTC that I'm going to run just an uncoupling track. So to do this, I've got 14 volts on my OTC power source. I have 14 volts out on my accessory fixed supply. I'm going to remove the jumper. Using my legacy remote, I'm going to press accessory 99 and set. That now tells the OTC that it's going to control uncoupling tracks and not operating uncoupling tracks. So now it will accept 4 addresses instead of 2. So once again, it's accessory 99 set. The LED here in the back comes on. Now I'm going to tell it I want to start with accessory 1, so I go accessory 1 set. Replace the jumper. Now what I've done is I have assigned accessory 1, 2, 3, and 4 to my OTC. So just using this screwdriver so you can see for the effect, I press accessory 1 and the aux 1 key. And as long as I hold down aux 1, my uncoupling magnet will energize. Grab that card again to show you. So I press down aux 1, I let off aux 1, and my electromagnet turns off. So using an OTC, I can control up to 4 of these uncoupling sections. This way, if I've got uncoupling tracks that are further in the layout, I can access them remotely through my legacy remote or my cab 1. And that wraps up the presentation on the operating track controller. Once again, there is a blog page that talks about everything that we've discussed here in the video with color-coded diagrams to show you how to hook up the operating tracks and the uncoupling tracks. Thank you.